Well, we had a couple of weeks off, but we are back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to DRS. The Dynamic Racing Series returns for its 16th season with a calendar that will take us from today, April 14th, all the way through to the middle of June. Hopefully, just around the same time we're expecting the new F1 26 DLC. Obviously, EA making the decision not to make a whole new game this year. What am I? So, what has changed since the last time we were here? So, obviously the main thing is going to be the calendar. Tonight we're racing here in Singapore at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. Next week we go in reverse once again. This time round 2 is at Zandvoort reverse. Then we go to Montreal, Canada, Barcelona, Spain, Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, Spielberg, Austria, the Bahrain International Circuit in Bahrain, obviously, Monza, Hungary, and Interlagos as our season finale. So, another thing we should also bring you guys up to date with, obviously we've got a couple new drivers. Obviously we saw the likes of Shawnee P join mid-season in Season 15. But I can see we've got a couple new names in Muxy and Deadlord. And just while we're waiting on maybe a few more people, or for the hosts to ready us up, we'll just go over teams and driver changes. First of all, we'll start with McLaren. Centra Finley and Mr. Pickle will take on the Papaya Challenge this season. In Red Bull, Frosty and Lord Coleman. Aston Martin, in the British Racing Green, it'll be Senna and DRS Syme. In the Haas, Michael, JFF and the newcomer Muxy. In the Williams, Al News and the other newcomer Deadlord. Hopefully representing the Ferrari in front of the Tifosi at Monza late in the season, it'll be Sloth and Easy Life, sorry. In the Silver Arrows, or the not so Silver Arrows these days, DRS Swanson and DRS Smug Git. Representing the blue and, well, I was trying to think what I could do to say for Alpine. Represent blue and pink, Shawnee P and Sainsy. And our final team at the moment, we don't have a Racing Bulls team set up just yet. There are 2 open full-time slots on the grid if anybody watching is interested in joining us. But our final team on the grid for the time being, Keck Sauber in the bright lime green, KD Races and 50 Gent. And that is your Season 16 driver and team lineup. So, let's get the old track map up there. one of the most recent additions to the F1 calendar is Singapore, first race in 2008. Seen a few layout changes over the last 18 years or so. The most recent change is obviously the removal of the kind of double chicane that goes under the grandstand. Is now just one straight, and I believe it's now, yep, the DRS has been added to that area as well. Obviously, to not get confused, we've got obviously DRS, the league, and the drag reduction system. Let's see who's already out on the circuit. We've got Senna leading the charge. I'll just give a bit more information about the track while we see these guys on their out laps. Just a touch over 3 miles, or 4.9 kilometers if you prefer your measurements in that way. 19 turns, current lap record is, according to my thing here, current race lap record is, in real life, Lewis Hamilton at 1:33.808. So, I think we should go on board with Senna, who was last season's runner-up. And you may notice when I was going through the teams and drivers rundown, we do not have Jax Daniels with us this season. You can see Senna. Oh, he's kind of messed up the hairpin there. Into the latest edition, or the newest of the DRS areas. I think it's an Alpine slowed down in the middle sector there, just by the Singapore sling area. Here comes Senna immediately with a 29.2 first lap of qualifying. Take a look at Frosty. He was a runner-up a couple seasons ago. Had that very close battle with Senna. Things didn't really go his way last season, but hopefully things will improve in season 16, and we can see Sloth just shy of Senna's best time there, a 29.5. Finley also quite close with a 29.6. Another thing I should make you guys aware of, it's a bit of a rule change, really. Only maybe temporary, who knows. Let me find it again. Now, the extreme drivers that are of a certain pace will be required to follow a set of rules to enable closer races, also known as the Joker lap. When the driver is making their desired pit stop, they must come in for a set of softs, complete an out and in lap, and then make the switch onto their actual tyre choice. It is only on trial for 2 rounds, and if for whatever reason it doesn't work or affects the racing too much, it may be changed. At the moment this is only in place for Senna. I think someone's been singled out there. Nah, I'm only kidding there. Let me just double check some things. Where is the... Am I going crazy? Where is it? There we go. I found it now. So, speaking of splits, obviously I mentioned Extreme Drivers just there. We still have the 4 splits as of just like last season: Extreme, Pro, Pro-Am, and Amateurs. Now, as I mentioned, Senna is one of those Extreme drivers. The only one required to do a Joker lap as things stand. Also joining him in the class will be DRS Swanson, Frosty Racing, and Central Finn. In the Pro class, DRS Smudgate, Lord Coleman, Mr. Pickle, and DRS Syme. Pro-Ams, our biggest class at the moment, according to my thing here: Sainsy, Al Newt, The Sloth, Michael JFF, KD Races, and last but not least, the Amateurs, Shawnee P and Easy Left. But I think these do need to be updated as we have had 2 new drivers since that got announced. Now my control is vibrating like crazy, so I think, there we go. We can watch here, Finley. I think is he on a first lap or an end lap? He's coming in, maybe? Yeah. Let's take a look at Smudgate. He's just coming through that final chicane. Decent time there for the Mercedes driver, 29.560. Let me just double check. Okay. Let's take a look back at Senna, who's just going through Sector 1. Onto his second lap, it looks like. As he comes. Ooh, he's flirting with the track limits there and the curbs. And now onto the run to the old Singapore Sling area. It used to be a very, very difficult chicane many years ago. Obviously, over the years, I can't remember if it was a safety related decision or if it was just, you know, a driver's complaint or whatever, but they decided to make the corner just, instead of a chicane, it's now just one corner. And it's absolutely beautiful if you nail it. There's also been a bit of heartbreak there. I think it was a couple of years ago, George Russell ran wide into the barriers there on the final lap of the race. Here comes Senna to the line. I don't think we had an improvement. He's had 2 purple sectors, but I don't think there was a time improvement. Or if there was, I'm completely blind and thus should retire as a commentator. I'm joking, don't I? You're stuck with me for the season again. Let's have a quick check-in on Twitch chat, yeah. Just seen Santa saying he's doing the Joker lap. I'll be interested if it changes anything. You know? How much... Because I remember last season, you and Jax Daniels were different class. Like there should have been a point where, you know, you had extreme class, and then it was just you two in bloody, I don't even know what class. Obviously, Jack's no longer racing with us from the sound of things, so maybe that's why we've seen the introduction of the Joker rule. Watching again here, Finley went, I think he was our pro champion last year, if I remember, of last season, sorry. Don't know why I'm saying last year, like we've literally raced over a year. You know what I meant. I meant what I meant. Whatever, I don't know. Brain's gone to bloody fudge these. As Finley now, first driver into the 1 minute 28, a 1 minute 28.942. Really good time for the McLaren there. Let's take a look. Is Swanson coming to the end of sector 1 there? Being followed by a Ferrari. Looks like it'll be Sloth because Easy Life is in the pits. Ooh, he's very close to the wall as he was exiting the sling section there. The chicane may be gone, but I still refer to the sling. Like, I can understand why it's no longer there, but on the other hand, it was such a unique corner. Here comes Swanson to the line to go 7th place. 29.826. Here comes Shawnee. He's going slow. He's coming into the pits. Who's that behind him? I think it was KD Races. Whoa. Watch them as they come onto the into the first corner to do, well, hopefully improve from that 46.2. Using all the track as he goes in, as they go into turn 5, I believe that is. Purple sector according to the time in there. Looking very tidy through turn 9. Let's go on board with the Sauber driver as they come up to the chicane of 11 and 12. Over the bridge and then harden the brakes for that hairpin. Now with the DRS open up towards, I can, would you call it a hairpin? Well, it's a 90-degree corner on steroids, I guess. I think it's more like 100 and something degrees. Anyway, into the final chicane here. And then up to the double lefts of 18 and 19. Up to the line, up to 6th place for KD. 129.643. One minute and 20 left in the session. Where is Senna? Senna is just starting his final flying lap now. And then this will be one to watch because, well, it's probably going to be an incredible lap. It's probably going to be his one and only attempt. He left it quite late to start the lap. Purple sector 1. I should get the lap data up. There's a Red Bull just off to the side there, but shouldn't get in the way. Using a bit of curb as he goes through turn 9. Again, using a bit of the curb on the inside of the turn 10 Singapore ceiling area. This is looking a very good lap for Senna here. Straightens up, power on, the DRS we're open on the rear wing, half a second up according to the timing there, using all the exit on the exit 14, DRS wide open as he comes towards the final chicane 16-17, that looked very tidy, he's almost all the way up to the wall. Through the final corners, and he goes even. Oof. 128.5 for Senna. Where is Finley now? Finley is setting purple sectors, but I don't know if it'll be enough. He's going to need to find at least 4 tenths. Now he's following his teammate home. His teammate of the season, Mr. Pickle, obviously. You can see on the timing screen there. Oh, he's just shy, 2 tenths off. Senna looks to be your pole sitter here in Singapore. Unless there's someone who is threatening a very, very late charge. We'll look at Senna's teammate Syme as he's coming to the final sector here now. There's a yellow flag. I think Syme's backed out of it. He has. So our last driver to follow home, I think, is Smug Git, who's just coming into that same portion of the track. Oh, same part of the track even, should I say. And even he's backed out of it as well. I think that is it. So, at the end of 18 minutes of qualifying, Senna is back to his old ways. He's on pole by by just under 2 tenths from Finley in second there. Just go through the rest of the field really quickly. Lord Coleman, Smug Git, Sloth, Frosty Racing, KD Races, Al Newt, Swanton, Mr. Pickle, the top 10, Sainsy, Shawnee P, Syme, Muxie, Easy Life, Michael, 50 Gen, and Deadlord finishing off the field. Well, it's going to be a bit of a boring 2-3 minutes now because I don't have a championship list to go down. I've kind of covered all the new split stuff. So instead, I'm going to try and find something to talk about. Unless, oops, shit, don't want to be going on that. Unless somebody in chat will suggest something. I did see the Genesis World Endurance team have taken part in their first test today. I think it's the first round this weekend. So I really love that Genesis car. It doesn't look, no, it's not too flashy. Obviously, I think the team colours are like black and orange. But I believe it's got I think the engine in it is like two of the old Hyundai or Hyundai, whatever you call it, I don't know. Two of their old WRC engines kind of merged together into a V8. Sounds beautiful. Let me just do a little thingy. So now we wait for the drivers to get themselves ready. Seen the Tor Poznan circuit as well in Poland is being forced to shut apparently for environmental reasons, I think. Or is it just people, the old noise complaints thing? People want to build houses next to a racetrack, complaining that the racetrack is too large and they have to close the track to build more fucking houses. Sorry, I'm getting a bit getting a bit carried away there. Again, it's... I won't get into all that thing, like, but yeah, it's a shame. Well, he wasn't really a big international track, Tor Poznan, but again, what, you know, we're not going to find another Robert Kubica if they're not got places to race. Anyway, enough of that bollocks. Here comes the start. Here comes the formation lap, which is very, very late to start on my screen. So let's take a look at tyre choices. Shawnee's not moved off the start, has been disqualified. Okay. Seems to be mediums through the field except for Easy Life, who's on the hard tyres to start. This is very unlike DRS because there's usually at least 5 who's picking the alternate strategy, but maybe everyone hearing about Senna's Joker lap may be thinking, you know what, let's do a bit more uniform in the strategy. Now the drivers are returning, oh, not far away from returning to the grid. I was going to say they are, but there's another couple corners to go. Last few preparations, making sure them tyres are well warmed up, obviously. Getting last things set, such as last minute things set, you know, you want to make sure your battery mode, I know you can't really change it much, but obviously do you want to have the battery on, off, normal, or overtake for the start, or even the hot lap. I wouldn't recommend it, but probably some people that do it. Anyway, I think that's everybody lined up now. That's a very odd camera to look at. Anyway, the 5 lights are coming on, and DRS will be back underway for season 16, and everybody seems to get away well. Senna seems to have held the lead. There's a few people side by side as they're going into turn 3. Everyone's safely through though, from the looks of things. Oh, there's a McLaren who's gone wide into the wall, and we are... I can't see what we are under. Please fix this, EA. I think it's a full safety car. Yes, it is. It looks... I don't know what happened to Mr. Pickle there. We just saw a McLaren kind of go... I thought he went up the escape road first, but obviously there's not much of an escape road at turn 5. Well, that's not an ideal start for the McLaren driver, and probably something they're not going to hear the end of for at least until next Tuesday. Let's see who's made some early moves. There we go. Easy Life and Michael up 2 positions. A couple of people up 1. Moxie, who's dropped 1, and obviously Mr. Pickle, who's retired. I know there's probably no one from EA watching this, but if you are, please fix the spectator menus. Because, 1, I want to know if we are under full safety car or VSC without trying to look for a safety car dot on the minimap or looking for the light boards on the side of the track. And number 2, make it easier that, you know, I don't have to bring up a little box like that just to change some things. Even make the box like translucent, so I bet there's a way to do it. Anyway, ranting over. But yeah, once again, if there is anybody from EA watching that, either live or in a few days when it gets re-uploaded to YouTube, yeah, please sort this out. I cannot, you know. I'm pretty sure as well, I don't think, we'll see if we get it this time, or maybe not this lap, but maybe next time when we go under green again. Sometimes we have a habit of a bit of the little graphic in the top right there, top left, you know, where it says caution sector 1. There's a bit of a habit of that sticking around for a lap or until the until there's another safety car or VSC. All I'm saying is, EA, sort your game out, please. So I assume we're probably back to racing at the end of this lap. We'll probably find out in the next... well, at least when we're back into Sector 3 for sure. Yep, there we go. Safety car in this lap. So... Senna is now effectively the safety car. Makes sense because he's in an Aston Martin, but he's going to control the field for the next couple corners until he feels he's ready to go. I'm kind of liking the helmet design for Senna. He's kind of colour matched it. Just backing them up a little bit longer, a little bit longer. I believe he's gone. Right just as he's turned in for the double left-handers, there's a Ferrari looking to make a move there. And yep, it's doing the thing there. EA, fix your game. There's no trouble in Sector 1. Other than 17 F1 cars being released. Never mind, there is a yellow flag. I think it's Deadlord has fallen into some troubles at turn 3. Seems to have kept everything intact, so maybe just spun on cold tyres. Smug gets left the session. There's a big problem for Muxie as well, so both our debutants in a bit of a pickle here. Ironic since, you know, Mr. Pickle is out of the race. But already Senna breaking away. 1.3 seconds on Sentra Finley. But you gotta remember there is the Joker lap in play. Senna may not be so happy about that safety car because obviously it will affect how far he can stretch his lead before he needs to do the 2 stops. A 32.6. Obviously that'll be the first full lap that anyone's completed in anger, so we're going to see something a bit more representative of the pace in the next minute or so. Let's take a look. Lord Coleman in DRS of Finley. Smoke. Let's figure out what's going on here. I think it's just been a disconnect, but just something simple for Smugit probably. Sloth and KD races side by side. It's nice seeing KD up at the front once again. You know, did rejoin mid-season lap. Ooh, Sloth's had a look, but thought better of it. Yeah, KD, I think he didn't start the season with us in season 15, but came back midway. I think initially went down to reserve, but probably decided to commit to more rounds than he initially could have. Now has rejoined us as a full-time driver for season 16. I don't remember if they had many. What? If there are there's like an archive of the old season 15 results, which I don't believe there is. I don't think there is either. I can't find it at least. Someone gets rejoined us as we are back on now on the VSC. I looked away for a second, so I missed what happened. That could be Michael who's coming to a bit of difficulty. He's a bit off the field. Yes, he is. He's missing a front wing, so Michael's coming to a bit of difficulty there. You might be wondering why his username's looking a bit different. He's moved to PC recently, and I think he's now joining us from there. Again, well, Senna's already pulled a near 5-second lead. Or maybe a little bit less. So we go back into green flag. There's a couple of drivers with penalties. Deadlord being one of them. Getting a drive through for driving too fast in that VSC period we've just been through. Michael's run wide again, I think. See? Yes, he has. He's already broken the wing again. And now he's retired. Hopefully that doesn't cause another issue with the safety car. I think we might have just got away with it. But that gap... Since I last looked, that gap is just halved between Senna and Finley. It was about 4.5 seconds, it's now 2.2. I don't know if Senna's made a mistake, or... did he get caught napping by the VSC? Again... not going to help his cause, especially with that Joker lap pit stop later in this race. Now we've got a 31 lap race. Usually we're seeing pit stops around the halfway mark, but I think because we've had these interruptions with safety cars and VSCs, I think we're probably going to see laps a bit. We're probably going to see pit stops. Give or take a lap. Give or take a couple laps, but I think we're probably going to see it about lap 15-ish. Obviously, the more interruptions we have, obviously Senna can't make his gap. It's going to put him further into the field when he eventually does the Joker stop. Now if we, I won't say disregard, but if we take Senna out of the equation for a moment and look at this kind of front group here, we've got Finley, Coleman and KD. Not too far behind, we've got Sloth and Frosty as well. Whoa, look at them side by side in the background there. Frosty is through into 5th place. I was a bit too slow to catch the actual move, but that looked very, very good from the Red Bull driver there. And one of the things I'm really looking forward to in the new F1 26 update, I think there's been an incident with 50 Gent. He's a bit slow coming through that kind of, I don't even know what corner it is. I should have a map. I should have my map up, but I forgot to put it back on. Turn 8. There we go. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this front group here. Battle for second as Finley's kind of bit, I think, got caught on the curve a bit there, going through 16 and 17. Coleman's going to have DRS. Not long enough of a straight to make a move, but he's probably made that. He's probably brought the gap in just enough to maybe give himself a chance on the straight from turn 5 down to turn 7. There we go. Out of turn 5. DRS is wide open. He'll be following his man all the way through the little kink of 6 and into 7. Not close enough. But it's definitely going to be putting the pressure on the McLaren here. Just a bit of a... Just take a quick look at our debutants, where they're in the field. We can see Muxie's up to 12th. Deadlord just a bit off the back in 16th. I believe that's probably from the spin they had under as he's gone. Oh, well held, sir. Oh, my lord, should I say, you know. I don't know. How do you refer to lords? I don't know. We've got 2 of them now. That's gonna be fun. Well, as he catches the curb at turn 7, you know what? Maybe let's take the cameras off him for a bit. Take the pressure off. We'll go back to Senna for a little bit as he comes through the first 2 corners there. Currently 6.7 even ahead of Finley. Smug get into the pit. Has he? I don't know if he's rejoined us yet or not. But no, what I was going to say is, you know, the new 2026 DLC we're supposed to get. Hopefully, well, maybe, I'm hoping the clippings, you know, the speed drop at the end of straight, I'm hoping it's not as bad as it is in real life, or at least it's updated by then. We've got another yellow flag, and that's Deadlord again. No, I'm hoping the super clipping's not that bad compared to real life. Mr. Pickle has left the session. But no, I was going to say, that's multiple times I've been interrupted by things now. But yeah, basically, you know, I'm hoping, obviously, the racing's, obviously we're getting great racing in real life, but obviously it's kind of a bit manipulated with all the battery stuff. Also, I can't wait to see the brand new Red Bull colours. Like, it kind of got better in the last few years, you know, they're now a bit more blue, more of a dark blue than kind of like navy or whatever it was when they first did the matte kind of thing in 2016, 2017. But yeah, I'm hoping, I can't wait to see that, you know, the new, like, shinier blue, the lighter shinier blue. It kind of brings me back to the old Vettel days. Anyway, that's enough about nostalgia, and let's keep an eye on this battle there. There's been a good few laps now. Coleman's just been stalking that rear wing of Finley, and he's not managed to get close enough to make a pass yet. I mean, this track does offer some very good overtaking opportunities, you know. Ooh, it was a good slide from Coleman in the chicane there. Yeah, some good overtaking opportunities. Obviously, the DRS run into turn 7. If you are lucky enough, you can probably get a dive into turn 8 if you're still side by side. Turn 13 if you're brave on the brakes, you can get yourself stopped and up the inside. The DRS run to 14, the DRS run to 16 these days. The Sainzy, one of our kind of first pitters in like a normal lap, I guess. Easy Life up to 8th place, and that's looking really good for them. Maybe being a bit more suited to the Ferrari than they were to the Alpine last season. Or maybe just getting some advantage out of the hard tyres and what they started with. And poor Lord Coleman, he's still chasing that McLaren. The kind of papaya and silver McLaren livery that Finley has chosen to use. Whereas Finley has a bit of a moment on the entry to the chicane there. Lord Coleman starting to look like he's got an advantage on Finley, but again, he needs to get himself close enough to pass. Slough, one of our first front runners to pit, and Al Newt in the Williams. What's that say? This is probably the closest he's been for a while. As Coleman's sliding around still. Are his tyres looking? Are they going off before Finley? Yes, he is. He's already in the pits. So is Senna's. Senna's doing his Joker stop right now, which promotes Finley up to the race lead for the time being. Obviously, you've got to bear in mind it might be a bit, the lead you will have might be a bit inflated because of Senna's Joker lap, but we will keep an eye on that as it unfolds. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 there. I think Deadlord's coming to a bit of difficulty again. Oh, that's not a place you want to get stuck on the bridge there. He's recovered it very well. Oh, he must have lost a lot of time trying to almost Austin Powers himself away from where he was stuck. And now he's gone wide again. He's got to be careful, the leaders will be soon approaching. He's missing a part of his front wing that might contribute to what just happened. He's going to come into the pits to try and change that and obviously rejoin this race. And here comes Finley, he's also going to pit this time. Same for Frosty as well from looks things. Now we're going to see Senna, is he going to... Now... I don't know what the wording of the rules are in terms of the Joker. Now it does say he's got to do complete an out lap and an in lap, then switch. So I take it that means he's got to do 2 laps on them softs. Obviously one when he came out, and this will be his in lap. He can't kind of class the out and in as one. That's my assumption. As Shawnee gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Shawnee's currently 10th place in the Alpine there. I think he came no, he didn't start on the yards. He came in quite early. Might be a bit risky to take the hards all the way from lap 15 here. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna get Senna to come in for his actual stop now. There he goes onto the pit limiter. Which this will promote Easy Life to the race lead. Lord Coleman's come out ahead of Finley as well, I've just noticed. Oh, Finley's broken his wing! Finley's made a mistake somewhere. Well, that changes everything. I completely missed that while we were watching Senna do his Joker lap, but wow. That is completely unexpected now. Easy Life currently in the lead. Defending it well from Lord Coleman, who's on the fresher of the hard tyres. Great defending from Easy Life here in that Ferrari. He's just putting that Ferrari in every single perfect place possible. Oh, it's going to get tight. Nope. Perfect. They called Checo Checo Perez. They gave him the nickname the Minister of Defense. This is President of Defense right here. He is. Making that the most wide, the reddest, widest, and well, as soon as I say that, he gets passed by Lord Coleman. Great effort though from that Ferrari to try and hold on to the lead. there was a yellow flag that flashed briefly there, but I didn't get a chance to see who it was. Now, where did Senna end up? Senna is currently 8th place, 3 seconds behind Smug Git. He seems to be approaching a massive train of cars. I think as soon as I see that gap get to about a second off of Smug Git, I'm going to swap over and watch Senna's carving of the field, if it will. Not saying that as like a disrespect to anyone, but he seems to have a level of pace in this field that is unmatched. I mean, the main thing I should keep an eye on is gap to leader, which is 10.1 seconds. We've got 15 laps left. Maybe 14 and a bit, more like now. It's definitely on. Let's move back a bit. Oh my days, look at this. We've got the trolley train going here. KD races around the outside of the chicane. He's easy life letting Sloth through. He's going to come to the pits as well. But where's Senna? We just saw him there. Currently 7th. The yellow flag. A bit further in the field. What has happened to Finley? He's down to 14th now. And then we had to do an extra pit stop to replace the wing, but I think something might have happened there. Deadlord getting a track limits penalty now. Easy life. Oh, it just takes a while to say it's out the pits. But let's take a look at Senna. He's just on the back of Smug Git now. Actually, let's put that gap to leader thing back up real quick. He's already dropped it by a second and a half since the last time we checked it. And he's doing that while in traffic, ladies and gentlemen. I think the hardest part will probably be clawing in the 5-second gap back to Lord Coleman, who's currently 4.1 ahead of KD races, but we are talking about Senna here, who's a former champion in this championship. I think we have full trust in him to know what he's doing and get through a field. He's on the back of Al Newt in that Williams there now. Al Newt just short of getting DRS from the cars ahead of him, which is going to make Senna's attempt of move more easy. Or is it? Ooh, Al Newt going wide there, choosing to concede the position. That was very bold from the Aston Martin there. I don't know if that was Senna forcing the Williams wide or if that was the Williams never making the corner at all. Now the next stop for Senna, it's going to be Sloth. It's not that far behind. I don't think he's close enough. No, he's not. Just not close enough for a DRS off him. We'll keep an eye on this. Now He's currently 6.2 off the lead, and it's still dropping. So, who knows? If he can clear the traffic here pretty quickly. There he goes. He's looking up the inside through turn 6. He's going to be on the outside for 7, but it doesn't matter. He's got the position. And in a moment, I think we'll take a little look back at Finley. See how his recovery is getting on. And look at this helicam as we come through the Singapore Sling section. I always wonder why they don't use the right hand side of the bridge. They'd probably open up the hairpin a bit more, but I don't know. It's one of those many questions. So now this is, well, the battle for second pretty much. We got KD Races and Frosty just ahead. We can see that Frosty he's gonna made it. It was nearly a Red Bull 1-2 for a second, but KD straight back through. Oh, and Frosty gone round! Frosty just goes round in the background there. And it brings out a full safety car. Oh, that's probably the biggest help Senna's gonna have right now. Now, while we're going to see some more pit stops. While we do, is he ignoring yellow flag penalty for Shawnee there? And Coleman's coming to the pits. Onto New Heart as well, which... interesting choice. A few other people come in, Sloth onto some mediums, Smug onto some softs. Frosty onto some mediums, Newt onto some mediums too. Well, just while we're on to safety car, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll be 1, maybe 2 minutes, hopefully. Hopefully back before we go back onto the green flag. apologies for that, and I believe we have another lap, or I think we are. There's still a few drivers just astray of the queue. Four viewers according to my phone. So hello to you all. If you're enjoying the race, even if you just got it on in the background for background noise when you're actually racing. So I think this will probably be our last lap in the safety car, probably. Let's actually take off that gap to lead the graphic there. That can't be right. That can't be right. That's not. I'm hoping there's a sector. This is just a sector thing. Or just a dodgy timing thing. Because why does that say that? I don't know what's happened to Deadlord there, but I don't know why the gap is 2 minutes 3. Yeah, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Have I missed something? What lap's he on? 23. I don't know, that's an odd one. This gap's not even updating for me. Anyway, safety car in this lap. We're gonna have, what's it, 7 lap shootout, I think. Yeah, 7 lap shootout. We've got KD Races currently leading the field. We do have Senna just behind. And there's also Lord Coleman. He's got fresher tyres. Sloth, News, Smug and Frosty also can be dangerous with obviously fresh and slightly softer tyres. Obviously some on the medium, some on the softs. As we go underway once again, KD Races leaving that very, very late. Obviously, legally nothing wrong with it as long as it's not dangerous. You know, as long as there's no stopping and starting or anything like that, I think it is fair game. And he's I think Coleman's just. Oh, I think there's no damage, but oh, that was scary. There's a little bit of contact, front wing to tyre. I don't know if it was just Coleman a bit later on the brakes than you thought, or it could just be game playing tricks on me. I've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia recently, so I know a bit about weird activities in games. KD doing very well to hold on to the lead here. Coleman side by side with Sloth, maybe? Yes, Sloth trying. There's no DRS at the moment, but Sloth trying. He's not managed to get close enough. Yeah, we got a look at that. The top 5 have just separated themselves from the rest of the field. Now DRS re-enabled. It will be available on that straight from turn 5 to turn 7. Coleman almost pushing Senna around the first set of corners there. He's almost using using that front wing as like a battering ram almost. It's like saying, Senna, give me, just please Senna, give us a win. You know, you've got plenty of them. But yeah, Senna goes through on KD Races there. Sloth is very, very wide in the background there. There's Coleman. Oh, that was very close. He had to look up the inside of KD into turn 8. Wasn't close enough. I think he took to the curb and was in avoidance. But yeah, you can see Senna. He's already getting away from these guys. We'll keep following the battle. Even if Senna does get away, there's still stuff to fight for these boys. There's obviously 2 more spots on the podium. So now, is this going to be another case of for Coleman where he's just following but can't get through? We don't have, well, basically 4 laps to go now, pretty much. And there goes, he's through on KD Races. Now Coleman up to second. There's a move in the background. Frosty and Newt. They're still side by side, but I think Newt's going to have to concede. Yes, he will. Oh, Frosty a bit wide through the middle of the double left-handers. And look at the speed of Frosty there. He's up the inside of Sloth as he goes into turn 1. He's going to be heavy on the recharge because you can see the flashing lights there. Take a little look deeper into the field. Where is Finley? He's down to 14th. He's a little bit behind. Front group. Let's take a look at Easy Life. He's just been passed by Sainsy from the looks of things. Did a pretty good job earlier with the defense. Now it seems that front group is breaking up just a touch. We'll move back to the other Ferrari of Sloth. Senna not really getting away here, you know. Obviously that might be the difference in tyre life. Moxie up to 7th, looking very, very good on their debut in this championship. Or maybe not, fighting away with Swanson for 7th. Surely getting another 3-second time penalty. Now it might get interesting. Swanson and Smudgett on the softs. You have to be very, very careful. They've still got a lot of laps to go. Frosty now past KD to make it a double Red Bull podium as it stands. We just caught that in the background. So let's keep an eye. No, let's actually take a little look at Muxie there in the Haas. Missing an end plate on the left hand side. There's still... Yeah, I think they are missing the end plate there, so doing well looking pretty good despite the damage there. Oh, so a piece of car. I've seen a wing go flying off then. Was that off Swanson? Swanson getting the track limit penalty. Yes, he has. He's lost an end plate there. It seems it's getting very, very, very interesting between Sloth and Alan Newt here for 5th place. We've only got, well, Pretty much 2 3/4 laps to go. Whoa! Who was that? That was... What happened to Newt there? I don't think... Look, I could hear contact, but he just... It looked like he just went very, very hot in, but almost drifted through the corner, so I don't know what happened there. Anyway, Sloth is now hunting down KD for 4th place. Oh, it'd been a very, very risky place to dive if you're going to do it. There's a very trippy looking helmet on Sloth's driver there. Kind of respect it, to be fair. It looks pretty nice. Are we going to see the move? No, maybe not. No? Okay. No, there's there. Sloth's got right end plate damage. I genuinely don't know what's happened there. It could be a case for the stewards if there was contact between them last time on the last lap there. You know, was it contact or was it just... Look, these boys gotta be careful because look at Muxy there in the background. Oh, Newt looking up the inside into the Singapore sling. Puts, oh, there's a as Muxy makes contact with the rear of Al Newt there. There's a bit of a mess as they're going through the Singapore sling section there. Oh, as Muxy gets all crossed up on the exit, he's lost 7th place. But Senna comes onto the final lap there. We'll move back to him in a moment, but oh, there's drama here in the dying laps of this Singapore Grand Prix. We'll keep an eye on where is Senna. He's just come through turn 7 there. Well, when I saw the new Joker lap rule being introduced, I was not expecting, if you know what I mean, I'd expect Senna to be top of the class as he has been for the last few seasons I've been with the league here. But as a yellow flag sector 2, who is it? I think it's Smug Gets falling into a bit of trouble there. But when I heard about the Joker lap, I thought, oh, he's not going to run away with it as easy, you know. I know he's had a bit of help with safety cars and weather this evening, but they've also kind of gone against him in places as well. But no, it's kept things pretty interesting for the most part. But anyway, here comes Senna around the final 2 corners now to take the win here in Singapore. Just behind the timetable there. And here come the rest. It's a double Red Bull podium. Lowcone and Frosty just behind him. KD holds on to 4th. Sloth in 5th. Al Newt 6th. Swanson 7th. Sainsy going wide down the final corner. And he's actually lost 8th place to Finlay. Easy Life in 10th. 5th, Smuggy and Muxy battling away for 12th at the line there. We've got Sign and Deadlord just to finish now. There comes Syme. Deadlord, oh, he's into the wall at... I forgot the corner number. 10-14 there. Probably not the debut they were expecting here in DRS, but hopefully things can look better for him next week at Zandvoort Reverse. Just going to have to try and drag this Williams back to the line here. Let's get the podium quick so we can get a quick field rundown, because we've got more drivers than we had before. Yeah, we've got a few more drivers than we had in the past, so we're going to have to take a bit longer. Senna taking the win. I don't think there's much doubt in that. We got Lord Coleman and Frosty joining him on the podium there. KD Races and Sloth in the top 5, looking very good for them too. Al Newt, Swanton bottom. Finley, who creeps into the top 10 after a bit of a issue mid-race there. Sainsy in 9th, Easy Life in 10th. Just outside the top 10 now at the points, we've got 50 Gent, Muxy, Smug Git, Shawnee P, DRS Syme, and Deadlord. And then our retirements this evening, Michael and Mr. Pickle. Well, I unfortunately don't have much time for a debrief this evening. I'm going to have to get straight off. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully we'll welcome back to Season 16 of DRS. And hopefully we'll see you all next week at the Zandvoort Reverse round. That is April 21st, next Tuesday, 8 PM as usual. I don't know what's happened there. It's either everyone's just left without me noticing, or reason I've just been put into a lobby on my own. Anyway, I shall see you all next week at Zandvoort. Good night.